Hi there. Hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I will teach you how to prove inverse cos of x plus inverse sine of x is equal to pi over 2. Of course, there is a PDF file version on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. To prove inverse cos of x plus inverse sine of x is equal to pi over 2, so first of all, we can either let inverse cos of x is equal to an unknown angle or inverse sine of x is equal to an unknown angle. Let's make inverse cos of x is equal to an unknown angle, which is y. Let me just write this down. So let cos inverse of x is equal to angle y. Okay? And if I take cos on both sides, so this means that x is equal to cos of y. And we know that cos of y is positive, right? So therefore, it's either in the first or the fourth quadrant. So let me just draw the diagram out. So it's either in this quadrant or that quadrant because cos is positive. But we know that the range for the inverse cos functions is between 0 to pi. So therefore, it must be in the first quadrant. So we know that the range for the inverse cos functions is this. So therefore, in the first quadrant. So keep that in mind. So this is y. So there you go. But we know that for cos and sine, the angle are complementary. So in another word, cos of y is exactly the same as sine of pi over 2 minus y. So this is exactly the same as sine of pi over 2 minus y. Because cos and sine function are complementary angles. In another word, the add up must give me 90 degrees. So pi over 2 in this case, because we're dealing with radian. So now, if I take inverse sine on both sides, so let me just write this down. This is x. So if I take inverse sine on both sides, so that is sine inverse of x is equal to sine inverse of sine pi over 2 minus y. And we know that sine inverse and sine, they cancel each other out because pi over 2 minus y is in the first quadrant. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this means that sine inverse of x is equal to pi over 2 minus y. So there you go. So therefore, cos inverse of x plus sine inverse of x is equal to, so let me just write this down, cos inverse of x is y, because this is y here, is cos inverse of x. And then sine inverse of x is this one here. So that is, we add pi over 2 minus y. And of course, y minus y, we cancel out. That becomes 0 for that. So therefore, the answer is pi over 2. So let me write this down. So this means that, therefore, cos inverse of x with plus sine inverse of x is equal to pi over 2. So there you go. So therefore, inverse cos of x plus inverse sine of x is equal to pi over 2. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.